Well, good afternoon, happy stampers, and welcome to my happy stamping studio. My name is Judy Anderson from judystamps.com, and I'd like to welcome all of my live viewers as well as those of you watching on replay. Please say hello as you jump in. Let me know where you're coming from. And if you're watching on replay, just comment replay and let us know where you're coming from. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you today for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me. We're going to be making a fun, bright Christmas card today using the Merry and Bright Designer Series paper and the Very Cute stamp set. We're going to be doing some fussy cutting because I'm not going to do the bear. However, you could always add the bear to this design that I'm showing you today. So what do you say? Let's get started. Flip you all around. Okay, there we go. So you will find the Merry and Bright Designer Series paper on page 9 of our September through December mini catalog. This paper, you guys, is so bright and cheery. I've used the back sides for birthday cards and other cards for other occasions. This is not, it's got some traditional color combos in it, but not traditional colors. Like they use the Parakeet Party, which is a brighter, think of the Grinch color. And the red is Poppy Parade. So, and they do have, I believe they do have real red in here also. Let me double check. I forgot to double check that. I wanted to, no, so they do not have, so the red is actually Poppy Parade, which has a little bit of an orangey tone to it. But I just love the non-traditional color combinations, and it's just so bright and cheery once again. So I'm going to combine that with this tree from the Very Cute stamp set. We could use any of the sayings in here. We could add presents if we wanted, but we're going to have some fun with this today and creating with that. So I am also going to be using the iridescent adhesive backed sequins. These are kind of bright and shiny. These coordinate with this designer series paper. We're going to be using these more red for little ornaments on the tree. But if we wanted to, we could use all of the colors that come in the set. So our paper for today is Parakeet Party. I've got some basic white, some Poppy Parade. I've chosen this design from the designer series paper and these lights. This was actually a piece of scrap that I had left over and I just went with it. And then I have some scraps of basic white. These two, okay, hang on. This is my insert for the inside of the card. So we're going to put that to the side. This is going to be my mat for my Poppy Parade, and it's not quite a quarter of an inch larger. In fact, it's I think 1/32 or 1/16 smaller. And I just noticed it's got a little bit of fuzz on it. Oh, I don't know where my sanding block is. Here it is. So I just take, this is a sanding block that we used to sell years ago. You can use a nail file. I just want to trim that or get those fuzzies off of there. That was from my blade being a little bit dull. So I am going to, let me get into this designer series paper. So I've got a lot of scraps. I have used a lot of this. So this is the side we're going to be using. Here's the back side. Isn't that fun? I am a pattern person, so I love the polka dots. And as you can see here, these are smaller polka dots. And I believe I have a larger piece of that. It's the this cardstock right here, or this designer series paper right here with the lights on it that I don't have as much. But let's look at these stars. So you could make 4th of July cards with this. So it's like I said, this paper is really versatile. I love these diagonal stripes. Rainbow colors. Oh my gosh. And such bright and cheery, aren't they? How many times am I going to say that, right? And then there's your fa la 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 la. So it's more Christmas toned on one side. Okay, I'm missing a couple strips. Let me see the patterns that I'm missing. Okay, so this is a different light bulb. So as you can see, there's two different types of light bulbs. These are the more modern, these are the more old fashioned. And then these large polka dots here. And then this tree pattern, which you could use for this design also. And then these stripes on the back. So as you can see, you can make both masculine, feminine cards, holiday cards with this paper. It's just such a fun paper pack. And I have been having a blast designing with it. And I know those students that come to me in person have loved creating with it also. So we have this. We are going to mat this on there. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on. And the reason why I'm putting it on now, it's the only thing we're going to put together, is so I don't confuse the two and have to trim down another piece. I could use this for the inside also. So we have those pieces. So let's set this all to the side. Okay, we have our scraps here. And the colors of ink I have are Poppy Parade, Parakeet Party, and Shaded Spruce. We're going to start with the Shaded Spruce. And we're going to do the outline of the tree. Oops, outline of the tree. Now, this is a two-step stamp. It doesn't matter which one you stamp first, which one you stamp second. It's totally up to you. Go ahead and stamp that down here. And pick it up. There we go. There's sometimes, people always ask me, Judy, I notice that sometimes you stamp the outside first and sometimes you stamp the inside first. Well, sometimes I find that on some images, it's easier to line them up when you have the outside done first and sometimes with the inside. With this one, it really doesn't matter. It's a big enough image that it's quite easy to see. And I've got to make sure I press this down good because I forgot to put my foam mat underneath. But there we go. Oh, I had a little bit of dirt on there. That's okay. We'll cover it up with one of those sequin discs that we're going to be using. Okay. And now we're going to do the Poppy Parade. Finding that the stamping for this card goes very quickly. And let's get this. And all these stamps are from the Berry Cute. That right there. I'm going to probably end up trimming that. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side. Clean it. Well, while we have our stamps out, we're going to go ahead and let's stamp a few presents on the inside. We are going to stamp Christmas is Better Together on the inside. Let's get this on here. Oops. Now we could make this even more fun, and I think I'm going to try it with this. And I am going to color these with markers. So I'm going to grab my Parakeet Party and my Poppy Parade markers. And I'm going to color It's Better with the Parakeet Party. Now sometimes I find that these lighter colors don't show up. I can't ink them as well with the markers, but we'll check. And then the Christmas and together is going to be Poppy Parade. Now, we could do omitting. So if this doesn't work out, I will show you the omitting process of omitting what you don't want to stamp on your stamps. But I think this is going to work. I always color my lighter color first, or the inside color there. Okay, now we're going to huff. And we're going to put this on here. And voila, it worked. It is. So we did the two colors. The as dark as I'd like it to, so I am going to take my marker. So you can always go over it with your marker if you want. I think that it's pretty good though. Just a couple strokes there. Okay, now I'm going to stamp a gift. Grab another block. And we are going to stamp this here. Clean that off, and then I am going to do, there's some little polka dots. And at first I thought they were snow, but they are actually fit. You could use them for snow, but they fit inside here also. So we are going to use our Parakeet Party and stamp some polka dots on our package. So it's a festive package. Okay, let's close all these up and we can start putting our card together and doing a little bit of fussy cutting. I do need a circle punched out, and I have our 2 3/8 inch circle punch. I'm going to just punch out a circle right there. We need to fussy cut this out. So I am just going to cut around the tree. And as you can see, I move my paper. I'm not moving my hand. You get a cleaner cut when you move your paper. Let's go around here. You know, you could do these while you're watching TV. It's kind of a fun thing to do. I can get some of my crafting done while I'm sitting watching TV with Dave, and he doesn't get upset that I'm not spending time with him. And I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I am not one that can sit and watch TV and not be doing something while I'm watching TV. I crochet, I stamp, I fussy cut. My sweater's coming off. The lights are getting warm here. Okay, so let's start putting all these pieces together. I'm going to go ahead and fold our card in half and burnish it. There we go. Let's get our inside piece in there. So, you know, if you have trouble with your Stampin' Seal binding up, see how I'm just kind of twisting my hand? You're check marking, and it doesn't get caught up and doesn't roll on itself. Okay, so that's the inside. Let's do the front. Now, you could emboss this piece, but I feel that there is not enough showing once we get all our pieces on to make it worth its while to emboss it. Put that on. Don't you just love those? I mean, these colors remind me of the Grinch. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to put this piece on next. And we're going to put it on at an angle. Okay, so I'm going to touch, and it's okay if it goes beyond the white. In fact, I am going to have it go beyond the white on purpose. Okay, so it's more of a trendy looking layout, not your traditional. And when we put these on, it doesn't matter because these lights go up and down, so it doesn't really matter which way it goes. We're going to angle that this way and bring it down. I'm paying attention to the distance here between the top and the distance on the bottom. I want them about even. And angle that and rub that on there real quick. Okay, we have our circle. We could, and I think I'm going to grab a piece of Poppy Parade. I wasn't going to do this, but sometimes I like to add, I'm using our decorative circle punch. I want to add a little bit more of the poppy to my card in that. So we're going to have to make this a 2-inch circle. Okay. I thought I had my 2-inch circle punch here. So hang on just a second. There we go. I've got my card buffet this Friday, and I am starting to cut everybody's cards for them. So some of my tools aren't where they belong because they're in baskets already. And this didn't really matter, but I want that red rim to show. I'll go ahead and add that on. That just kind of adds to the whimsy of this card. And we are going to put this on right like that. I think we're going to put this flat. And I was going to cut around the words, but I think I'm going to leave them in a rectangle. So I'm going to move this, being careful not to hit that tape on that piece of cardstock there. And this is should be about 3/4 of an inch. There we go. If we decide that we need to fussy cut around it, we can. Okay. Like I said, this is going to be a very simple card. We're going to put this off to the side just because I want our Merry Christmas to go here. Looks like it's going to go down a little bit. So right here, that's how I measure. Kind of crazy, right? Do you do that? Do you set it on there and then decide, okay, this is where it's going to go, plop it down? Oops. Well, don't have my take your pick tool handy, but I have this razor blade. So I'm going to go ahead and raise up the tree. Now you could add a couple presents to this card if you want, but I don't think you need to. I think that they're just these two papers. There's plenty going on this card. Okay. Let me get these off. You don't want it too busy. Go here. I'm going to put this up just a little bit. Like that. And then my Merry Christmas will go down here. And I think I'm going to raise it up also. I think I'm only going to raise the right side. So the side farthest from the tree is going to be raised up. And then the part under the tree will go beneath, like between the tree and the card base. So it's going to have kind of like a flapping in the wind effect. Do this sometimes. Okay, and we're just going to put a little bit of tape right here. You could use your liquid glue. Have you ever tried this? Doing one side flat and the other side up. It just kind of raises. I think I can put that tree over. See if I didn't stick it real good. Did you know you could take your heat gun to your adhesives and you could move this and it won't rip the paper? Okay, I can move this over. I don't want it quite centered because then if I don't get it centered, it'll look funky. Okay, I do the Merry Christmas. Now this is a little tricky because these are angled. You want to look at the distance between here to make sure it is straight. This goes flat. Now let's get some of these little bit of embellishments here to bling this up a little bit. You also could take your fine tip liquid glue. So aren't these pretty? I just love these. And put them on some of these light bulbs to make them a little bit shiny. But you do have to wait for that to dry a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start. I just want to do all one color. We're going to do 3 along that side. 3, oops, along the other side. Like I said, you could do all the colors because it would pull in with that paper there. But I am choosing just to use red on mine. And they kind of look uniform, but we are going to change this up just a little bit. So we have 4, 5, and I'm going to off center these. I'll do this one here. So that's 6. We need 1 more, and we'll do that one over here. There. Isn't that cute? I just love this. I love these papers. So there is a quick Christmas card for you. Bright, traditional, but kind of on the trendy side of colors. And the inside is Christmas is better together. So you can find these on my online store. And just have fun with it, you guys. And once again, this paper is a great paper to have just hanging around for all those all occasion cards all year round. So I hope you enjoyed this. And once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.